Alrighty, so here we go with those examples. This is part two. And so we're going to look at the examples. So this is on a whiteboard, and I will explain kind of what we have going on here. Now we're answering that question, what happened with Mendel when he crossbred the two initial plants, thought he was going to get a variety, didn't get a variety, and was like, they all look the same. They're all tall and they're all yellow. Why? And it has to do with some terms that we're going to learn about today. So let's take a look at this. We are going to look at an example with human beings because it's a little easier to relate to than if we look at an example with pea plants. But it's going to be the same idea, and I'll link it back to that. So the definitions that you have at the bottom of your fill in the blank was allele, and you have to actually fill that in. It's not in the word bank. And the definition of allele, it's a pair or set of genes, a series of genes that code for a trait. So here's an example. There's a lot of different eye colors, right? Brown would be an allele because that's an eye color. Blue would be an allele because that's an eye color. Green would be an allele because that's an eye color. Hazel, so all your different colors of eye would be different alleles. Hair, you could have a brown, you could have black, you could have blonde. All those are alleles for hair color. So an allele is just one from a set of genes that code for a specific trait. So you can have a dominant allele, which is the gene that will be expressed even if another allele is present. So the dominant is the strong one. He's going to be the one that shows. And then recessive is kind of the wimpy, shy one. It's the allele that will be expressed only if another allele isn't around. He'll only show up if there's no other allele around. And then phenotype happens to be the observable trait. What is showing? What do you see? You see brown hair, except I had some highlights. So you see brown hair on me. So brown was my phenotype. Brown eyes are my phenotype. That's what you see when you look at me. So what you see is the phenotype, what's actually showing. So those are those vocabulary words. So now let's take a look at an example. We have a mom and a dad coming in. They're going to have a little baby here. And this is dad. And he gets two alleles for eye color. We're doing eye color. He gets one allele from his dad, and it happened to be a capital B, which stands for brown. So he got a capital B brown from his dad. Then this one's from his mom. He got a capital B brown from his mother also. So both of his parents donated the same type of allele. He got a capital B from his dad and a capital B from his mom, and he has brown eyes. That's what you see, his phenotype. Mom, on the other hand, she has blue eyes. So what she got from her parents is she got a baby B from her dad, a blue eye, and then she got a baby B allele from her mom, which is blue. So that's why she shows blue eyes. She has baby B, baby B. So now this dad with the capital B's and this mom with the lowercase b's, they want to have a little child of their own. They want a little baby. So when they have this little baby, dad is going to donate only one. So each parent gets to only donate one allele to the offspring. So dad gets to donate one allele to the offspring. Well, he only has capital B's. So that's the only thing he can even donate to the baby. So I'm going to let's go with pink. So dad's going to donate a capital B to the baby. Mom's going to donate only one allele. Again, each parent can only donate one gene for eye color to the child, one allele. So in this case, mom says, well, all I can donate is a baby B also. So she donates a baby B. So the baby when he's born, he has a capital B allele for eye color from his dad and a lowercase b from the mom for the eye color allele. And so the question is, what color is the baby's eyes? He's got a brown-eyed allele from dad. He's got a blue-eyed allele from the mom. So what color will he have? Well, it goes back to this idea of dominant and recessive. So does anybody know which one, brown eyes or blue eyes, which one's the dominant gene, which one's the recessive gene? It is brown. Brown is the dominant gene. So this baby, even though he has both types of alleles, he is going to look, or his phenotype, which I'll abbreviate here, his phenotype is going to be brown. This baby is going to look or have brown eyes. So we have a brown-eyed baby that came from a brown-eyed dad and a brown-eyed mom, but he's actually a carrier of blue. Because he has that baby B gene in him, it's not showing because he's showing brown, but he is a carrier of a blue-eyed allele. He's carrying it with him. So now let's say that this baby right here, let's say that he becomes a dad. Here he is. This baby, he's all grown up now. He's going to be this dad. There he is right there. He's the dad that now has a brown-eyed allele, and he's the carrier of a blue-eyed allele, even though he looks like he has brown eyes. And we will take a look at a mom. Mom's coming in from somewhere different, but mom also has brown eyes, or she has the phenotype for brown eyes, but she also has a capital B, a brown-eyed allele, and a lowercase b. She has a blue-eyed allele. So we have a situation where we have a mom and dad coming together, and they both have brown-eyed alleles and blue-eyed alleles, and they're going to have children. So we're going to take a look and see what they donate to each one. So let's take a look at what they do get. So I'm going to do green. Dad right here is going to donate a capital B to the first child. And he's going to donate a capital B to the second child. Then he's going to donate his baby B to the third child, or his lowercase b, I should say. And then he's going to donate a lowercase b to the fourth child. So he's donating one allele to each child, and we're going to look at the variety or the mix he can get. So we had dad donate capital B to the first, capital B to the second, lowercase b to the third, lowercase b to the fourth. So we're looking at the variety. Mom is going to donate a capital B to the first. Then she's going to donate a lowercase b to the second child. Then she's going to donate a capital B to the third child. Now, we usually put the capitals first, like you don't usually see it, lowercase b, capital B, but I'm kind of going in order of mom and dad, but usually they just write capital B, lowercase b. And then mom is going to donate a lowercase b to the fourth child. So this gives us an example of the variety of children they could have. And so this is setting us up for talking about Punnett squares and how you can see what variety your children can have, or what options your one child can have if you have one child. What are his options? What could happen? So in this case, these are our options. We could have a capital B, like we do with the first child. We could have a capital B, lowercase b from the second child, for example, like the second child has. You could have a lowercase b from the dad, capital case B from the mom, like third child does. Or you could have a child with two lowercase b's from both, one from mom, one from dad. So this gives you a variety of the children you could have. Now, if we look at this, what is each child going to look like? Well, remember capital B is, well, let's go with this one. It wants to do blue. So lowercase, those are both recessive, but there's no dominant to butt in there. And so this lowercase is going to look blue. Then if we take a look at the one with capital B, it's going to look brown. And then, I don't know why my blue's not showing right there. Let's put blue right there. Now it'll still show. Then if I look at the second child, it has a capital B, so it's going to be looking brown, or its phenotype will be brown. And then this one also has a capital B, so it's going to look brown. So when we look at this, the first child is going to have brown eyes because it has both capital B's. The second child is going to have brown eyes because it has the capital or the dominant allele of brown, even though it's carrying a blue-eyed allele. It's going to be a carrier. The third child will have brown eyes because it has a capital B, a dominant gene for brown eyes, but it'll also be a carrier. Finally, the fourth child, it doesn't have a capital B. So the recessive gene, blue eyes, finally gets to show. So in this case, these were all the possible options of the children that this mom and dad could have. And since it's a 1 out of 4 chance that it would have a blue-eyed child, 1 out of 4 chances that it would have a blue-eyed child. Or you could say that's a 25% chance that your child's going to have blue eyes. And that's when both parents are carriers of the blue-eyed gene. They both had brown eyes, but they were the carriers of recessive blue-eyed genes because they both had the little baby B. So this is what happened to Mendel. In Mendel's first generation, only the dominant were able to show. Only those dominant alleles of tall and yellow were able to show. And so he was like, gosh, they all turned out the same. They all had the dominant, which he didn't realize at the time, that there were dominant alleles. He had the dominant, all those plants had the dominant. But then when he took those plants and had them crossbreed, then he was able to get a couple situations where the plants had only recessive alleles, and so they were able to show the recessive trait. So to show the recessive trait, you can only have the recessive alleles. So it was in the next generation that he was able to see the variety. So I'm going to say that one more time. When Mendel did his pea plants, the very first time he crossbreeded, those offspring, those hybrid plants, all of them had dominant alleles present. And so they all showed the same dominant traits. But then when he took those plants, those hybrids, and crossbred them, then he was able to get some variety because he started having offspring that only had recessive genes. And so we started figuring out, okay,